All right. Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. We're here to talk about yesterday's 1-0 defeat to Liverpool FC in the UEFA Champions League. So weird, man. So weird. I mean, this is our fourth defeat in the UCL this season. Lost to Arsenal, lost to Atletico, lost to Bayern. But I just don't know, man. It's like a FIFA game. It's like a FIFA game. Liverpool 1 chance, 1 goal. PSG 5 to 10 chances, 0 goals. But we can only blame ourselves. Even yesterday when we were on the post-match podcast, we talked about, the goal Liverpool scored, Pacho, Marquinhos, Donna, Nuno, all can do better. But I've said, that's a rule my dad taught me when I was young. When you don't take your chances, your opponent will. And we didn't take our chances. So us conceding that goal, I blame it most of, on the attackers and the players that had chances and didn't take them. And also Addison having a fucking masterclass. Because when you don't take your chances, mentality-wise, the Liverpool players know, oh my God, we can nick it. We can do it. Whilst PSG players, maybe after the 70th minute, they were a bit depleted. They were like, wow, we've puffed and puffed and puffed and puffed. We just couldn't get the ball into the net. And that's pretty much, my thoughts about this performance. I mean, I've said I'm happy with every single Paris Saint Germain player. I'm happy with Luis Enrique, Luis Campos. I saw him go into the referee and the Konate stuff. I mean, I already uploaded that video from the discussions we had yesterday. It's absolutely dreadful. That was a horrendous. You know what? Let's move on from that. I said this in the match preview yesterday. Liverpool were so bad. I was surprised by how bad they were. I knew we would dominate. I knew we would be the better team, but Liverpool were complete garbage. Is this the best team in the Premier League? The Premier League, this is what they got to offer. I mean, I can name you 10 better Ligue 1 teams that perform better than this at the Parc des Princes. Liverpool were completely woeful. I would say Paris Saint Germain's performance was, 9 to 10. Liverpool was 1 to 2. And for the second leg, obviously Liverpool are not going to be as bad. They're going to be at home as well. I think that goes up to maybe 3-4, 4-5. PSG maybe drops down to 7-8. PSG would still be the better side. The disparity between the two teams was so big that, I don't know, Liverpool can do some magic voodoo for the second leg. PSG will still be the dominant and far superior side. It's all about getting the ball into the net, which is something we've struggled with a lot. People bring up the Dortmund last season. Dortmund really didn't create any clear-cut chances. We hit the crossbar 4 times. I think only the Warren chance, that's something that should be going in. Apart from that, it was just long shots. But in this Liverpool game, we had clear-cut chances from inside of the box, chances that should be going in, chances that were missed, chances that Alisson were just spectacular. And that's another thing. Alisson is probably going to have another good to great performance, but not that. This was an all-time. This was a generational performance by Alisson. And props to him. But when I see this Liverpool side, it's exactly like when we played Barca last season. Exactly the same. We lost 3-2 at the Parc. Conceded 3 goals. Even more embarrassing. When I looked at that Barca side and how the game went, I was like, these guys are food. These guys, give us another game. This time, the chances will go in. Obviously, against Barca, we didn't even have that many chances. He wasn't even the same. But when I looked at that Barca team, and I think that's mentality-wise how a player is looking at the second leg. Are we going to face these bumps? Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Salah? I couldn't even, apart from Alisson, it's very hard for me to say who was good in this Liverpool side. I need to give props to Konate. He fought hard. Not to Van Dijk, though. Pussy defender. Konate, though, he fought hard. Got cooked a few times here and there, but he was mid as well. But when I look at this Liverpool team, I know our players are like, all right, let's do this again. Whilst the Liverpool players, they don't want to play this team again. They don't want to play Paris Saint Germain again. It's completely impossible. They want to play this team again. Because every time Liverpool tried to do something, Paris Saint Germain got the ball. Every time Liverpool tried to do something, Paris Saint Germain there. Paris Saint Germain were there. Paris Saint Germain were there. Paris Saint Germain were there. And then when we had the ball, Sometimes Liverpool try to press, zonal press, and we double up. Triangle. Get out of pressure. Just constant chance creation and constant cooking. Like the difference between, I would say, this Paris Saint Germain team, because it's a very heavy possession side, similar to City's Pep, a side that Liverpool have faced many times, is the individual ability. Kvara going past 2-3 players. Dembele going past 2-3 players. And that's the dangerous thing about this Paris Saint Germain team is we have so many players you need to double up on. Kvara, you need to double up on. Dembele, you need to double up on. Barcola, I'm not going to excuse him. Like, he's more of a late runner. His dribbling this season hasn't been it, so I wouldn't say he needs that. But even he went past Trent like it was a hard knife through butter. But going back to this game, my confidence before the game was really high, going through in this leg. After this game, it's even more high. 1-0 is not that big. People are saying comeback. I don't consider it a comeback. I would only say comeback if it's like 2-3 goal deficit or more. It's one goal. And all of this talk about Anfield, yes. Anfield, out of majority of the European stadiums, is a tough stadium to go to. It's a stadium where Liverpool have done miracles. But does that mean PSG can't go there and dominate Liverpool once again and get a great performance and get a great result in advance? Absolutely no. It's just delusion. Because I think Liverpool fans, after watching yesterday's game, they need to make up excuses to themselves. Because before the game, they could never believe that Paris Saint Germain would absolutely piss on Liverpool like this. So now after the game, they're like, yeah, it was just a one-off game. We had 27 shots. You had one shot. That's not a one-off game. You didn't even come out better in the second half. Like, this was just a team much better than the other team. Slot tactical. Look, I think Slot, after the game, is touching his bald head and is like, wow, we really got to survive against these guys again. Because, again, some chances, it was great defending by Liverpool and great saves by Alisson, but some, it was us shooting ourselves in the foot. That Joao Neves chance, and Slot knows Liverpool will not be able to survive like this. So it's like two parts. Does he play the same way and just hope for the best? And hope that Liverpool, whenever they get one opportunity, they'll clink off from it? Or do they play differently, but leave even more space to Paris Saint Germain? Press us high. Please do that. Please. But yeah, my overall thoughts after this game is I'm very happy with the Paris Saint Germain players. I'm very happy with the performance. Best team in the world. They proved everyone right. But next game, another great performance incoming. And this time, let's get the result, man. This time, let's get the ball into the net. Like, supporting this PSG team. I mean, ever since I've started supporting this team, it's been so difficult in the UCL, strictly in the UCL, because we puff and puff. But that breakthrough is so tough. But I will never stop believing in this team, especially when they do like this, man. Like, just making the Premier League's best team look like fucking Burnley. Especially all the narratives that were said before, the physicality, Gravenberch, Soboslai, how will the midgets of Vitinha Neves fucking bully them? He fucking bullied them. Absolutely bullied them. Dia Salah got bullied by our fullbacks. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. But Liverpool got 1-0. Now it's time for us to get the breakthrough. And one thing I'm also happy with, all PSG fans, the PSG players, the PSG manager, I'm seeing the confidence. Very similarly to when we went to Barca last season and knocked them out. We just can't get too arrogant, though. This game will be tougher. Liverpool will not be as bad. It potentially may be harder for us to be as good. But we will still be better. But again, we shouldn't be too arrogant. The second leg is going to be big. It could be one of the most memorable nights in Paris Saint Germain Champions League history, knocking Liverpool out, which are a good to great side. I just don't know how they were so ass. It will be a historical moment. It will be a historical moment. And I can't wait to be there. That's been it from boy PSGINT, but last night thoughts. And as usual, allez, Paris.